All right, man. So here we go again, man. From the Beta LA, we back, Primo.
So too, we back. LeBron, let's do it.
So, all right, man. So we were talking about on our last pod that if we lost this game, I thought the season was over, man. And not only did we lose it, we got blown out completely. Like it wasn't even a game. First two drives for the Dolphins, they literally, they made their presence felt. They scored, made our defense look like
Terrible.
like Tom Sula's defense. You wouldn't even think that Fred Warner's even playing on that squad, bro, because it looked terrible. It looked
It
terrible,
did.
and I could point out one or two players that I say just weren't doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
Obviously, the most obvious wasn't it Brian Allen, bro? I don't even know who the fuck that guy and clearly he has no career in the NFL. Based on today's game, bro,
Yeah,
he might be selling cars tomorrow. You know what I'm saying?
he
He might
might.
start looking for a job somewhere else.
Yeah, he might be. He came off the practice squad. They said they brought him up Saturday. Before he knew it, Sunday morning came and he was starting the game. So
And you know what, bro? It's not even his fault. I'm not even gonna put it on him because
no,
I
it's not
feel
his fault.
I feel like as a player, and this could just relate to anything, like in a regular 9 to 5 job, bro. Like if you're doing a certain task and then somebody tells you, "Hey, bro, you got to do this. You got to do manager work," and you're like, "Oh, well, shit, bro. What do you mean?"
I'm
It's
not
like
ready for that.
it's
Yeah,
night and day. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
um, I guess which leads to the question, bro. The first question of the pod is was this loss on the team and players? I mean, were people? I mean, did the team look defeated to you once they hit the field, or would you base this on coaching, just bad roster moves and bad play calling?
Honestly, I think every aspect of the team has to take its blame. Kyle's got to take blame. Secondary's got to take blame. I seen Jimmy Ward blow a coverage. It wasn't, it was everything, bro. It was the offense, it was the defense. We were shaky, and I do feel like confidence was lost after we were down two touchdowns. I'd say once they scored two touchdowns, we felt deflated. It looked deflated. The team looked deflated. So I just feel like it has to take. Everybody has to take responsibility for this one. It's not one person in particular. This was on everyone. You know.
Yeah, no, yeah, I agree. I mean, as far as the team goes, as far as players go, yeah, I think this
Yeah.
is a team related loss, like a team loss. It wasn't like a. I mean, look at again, bro. I don't want to put it on Brian Allen because
I do like part of me wants to blame him, but like you said, it's not his fault. Salah, Kyle Shanahan, they should have had a better game plan ready. They shouldn't have brought someone up from the practice squad to start in this game. You have other guys on the roster. You have Webster. Hell, you Moore has played corner. You have other options of guys that are on the team before you brought him up and started him. Akello came in and played just fine, and supposedly he was questionable and he was hurt, but he came in and played just fine. Had he started the game, it would have never got out of hand like it did.
yeah, I mean, I'd want to say if Akilo started, bro, I think
It would have
maybe
never got out of hand.
yeah,
No.
but I mean, yeah, man, poor Brian Allen, bro. They threw him out there to the wolves. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
look at from the first touchdown, well, the first big catch he gave up, he was in good man coverage, and then
Yeah.
he flopped.
Well,
He
well, his biggest problem I've seen, and I played corner growing up and in high school, and they teach you when you're playing man like that, you have to always turn around and locate the ball. You as a defender need to know where the ball is.
yeah
You can't play a man playing the man with your hands up thinking they're not going to call a flag or you're not going to get burnt.
yeah
You got to turn around and put your hand on this dude's thigh and locate that ball and either try to swat or try to intercept it. And this dude did none of that all game long that he played. All the drives he played, he did that. He didn't do that once. You know what I mean? So
yeah. I mean, and like I said, it's a team loss, and but if we're really gonna blame it on somebody, I think it goes to the coaching staff, bro, because clearly you knew that Brian Allen was not ready for the fucking game, bro. I mean, a
right.
day's notice to get called up and then playing I mean, it's a big game, right? Because the Seahawks are 5-0 now. the Rams just won, so they're 4-2, 4-1. I mean, I don't know the record. And then obviously the Cardinals are 3-2 now.
3-2.
So
Big
we're
one.
dead last in the division, right? Obviously,
Right.
there's 7 spots in the playoffs this year. So saying that the
All is
season's
not
over,
lost.
right?
It's not
Saying that
all
the
is
season's
not
over,
lost. Right.
but from this, I think from the perspective saying that the season's over, as far as like getting to the Super Bowl, bro, the way this team is playing, I mean, we'd be lucky to win the first wild card game if we make it to the playoffs.
Like we'd be lucky. We would definitely be lucky.
And so I mean, back to it. I think Kyle Shanahan and Salah deserve this L, this huge L, bro,
Yeah.
complete L. Like
Yeah.
we were talking on the phone, bro, during the game. Where was the help over the top? If you knew this guy couldn't cover, I mean, after the 2 big passes he gave up, not no TDs yet.
You
He
you
gave up
you would
huge.
think there would be a safety over the top. You would just assume we got to get this dude some help. You know what I mean? We got to get this guy some help. He's getting burnt. No help. He's on an island.
Yeah,
Like what is that about?
yeah.
Yeah.
Which now, when you brought up over the phone, also was I was telling you because it just seemed to me I usually tend to read body language and I could be completely off, but it just seems in
Right.
the second half, bro, the team just completely just said it's done. This is an L. You know,
Mhm.
I, it doesn't matter. They let Fitzpatrick put up what 2 more TDs on them,
Yeah.
and I mean, it just didn't seem like they cared after that.
I mean,
So
it also goes into something I alluded to last week with the snowball effect. Once things start to go wrong, when it rains, it pours. So sometimes it gets totally worse before it can get better. And that's what it looked like it happened today. We couldn't get anything to go. Nothing, dude, nothing went our way. Everything went the other way. It was just a snowball effect. And when that happens, you got to take it on the chin.
so do you think Kyle Shanahan has lost his team? I mean, because look at I get it, right. He was rebuilding the first 2-3 years, and then obviously last year was a surprise, bro. I'm gonna
Total
say it like
surprise.
this. I think nobody was ready for the team that we were last year. This
Right.
year, everybody's ready, and we're looking like that 2018 team that couldn't do anything.
True.
So
Yeah.
the question is now, and I say, has Kyle lost his team because is Kyle really the genius everybody thought?
Um, I'll say this, man, and this is a big take. If Kyle, what was this, week 5? If week 5 a big loss happens and Kyle loses the team, this team was fragile to begin with. If you can lose the team in week 5 and still have all this season to go, if he lost everybody already, that's not a good sign of good leadership. If they lose faith in Kyle after losing a big game, I'll tell you like this, okay? Being a Niner fan, as long as I've been a Niner fan, I'll go back to the last Super Bowl we won. We'll go back to '94 season, right? There was a game the Niners played against the Eagles. I believe it was week 4 that year. The Niners were blown out. We had Dion, Eric Davis, the whole nine. You know what I mean? We got blown out 40-8. Everybody in that game, they looked defeated. They looked like they got their ass beat. But you know what that team did? They got back in that locker room. They got back in that playbook. They wanted it. They were hungry, and then they went back and took care of business. I believe they went on a crazy run after that, not losing the game for a while. You know what I mean? And this team has that potential. This is a Super Bowl caliber team. Yeah, we have injuries. Yeah, there's a lot going on. But a loss like that, if it deflates the team to the point to where everybody's throwing the towel in on the season, this team wasn't that strong to begin with. We should be able to rally the troops still, like I was saying last week, and still be able to make a run at this. If
Yeah.
Kyle loses this team, this wasn't the team to win the Super Bowl. No wonder we crumbled like we did in the Super Bowl. That would be the case to me. If he could lose this team that early in the season, that fast, this is not the team. This is just not the team. There's no way a Super Bowl quality team loses faith in a loss in week 5. You should never be able to lose the team in week 5.
Yeah, you know, and I completely agree. I think the team gave up on this game, right? They said it's just not there, right? I think
Mhm.
again, poor Brian Allen, bro. We're gonna keep talking about him. I
Right,
think
right.
he was, they saw that, bro. 14, 21, and then 30, and they
Yeah.
were just like, we ain't coming back. And then Jimmy throwing two picks.
And you know what's funny? Even before Jimmy threw the two picks, there was we drove down, we got a touchdown, and I believe you told me, hey, we get a stop, we might be good. Dude, the defense, it was right back snowballing. Like it was just an anchor just pulling us down, bro. We could never
Oh,
get back on.
yeah, I think at that point, bro, once like, I mean, because I played soccer, bro, so for years, and
Mhm.
I know as an athlete, like once you're down, um, the smart part of your brain usually doesn't click, right? You're playing more with anger,
Mhm.
and with vengeance, and sometimes that's not
Right,
what you need, right? So sometimes you
right.
need actual tactics, smart play, and clearly the Niners were, the I mean, again, bro, this is Salah. This is probably by far his worst game, and
First
if
showing.
and um and if this keeps going, I mean, we play the Rams next week, prime time. If we lose that game, Salah was never the DC
That we thought he
that
was.
exactly, because you don't have Nick Bosa and you don't have Buckner.
It goes back to what you were saying last week. This guy, number 97, Nick Bosa, and I had to throw it on just for this. He's that difference maker, bro. And I wanted to make that same point. I'm glad you hit it. Dude, if Nick Bosa wasn't injured, some of these plays where they're throwing it, they wouldn't even have time to do that. Nick Bosa creates so much pressure that he stops a lot of this stuff from happening before it happens. D
Yep.
Ford too, even though D Ford, he stayed injured a lot last year too. But when those two guys are playing on that D line together, bro, it's scary
Right.
for opposing quarterbacks. It's scary.
Yeah.
So yeah, bro, it's
And something I was gonna touch on the last time we had the pod. I was gonna
mhm.
bring up, and something that I seen Buckner reminded me of the Cowboy, bro. I felt like Buckner was a Cowboy, and Bosa was Alden Smith, bro.
Yeah,
In the
yeah,
Harbaugh days, and you got rid
yeah,
of Justin Smith. You got rid of Buckner for what? For Kinlaw, bro. You gave up Buckner because you wanted a second first round pick, right? You got Ayuk
right.
where you wanted to get him, which was late in the first round. Nobody was going to pick him up in the first round, but they supposedly they
But
were
we
saying somebody was going to pick him up.
double back to make sure we got him, right?
Exactly, but you got that second first round pick to pick up Kinlaw because you got rid of Buckner. But
Okay,
and then just goes back to this, right? And everybody's talking about the cap space that, obviously in the present it doesn't make sense with money wise, but in the future, it was gonna trickle down. We weren't gonna be able to pay a lot of the other guys, right? But
right.
again, we don't. This is all what ifs, right? Because you don't know if Buckner would have taken that hometown discount and said, "Yeah, you know what? Pay me, but you ain't got to pay me that much, so we keep the squad together," right? Something I
Right,
seen at least here in the Bay Area with the Warriors is exactly what had happened. Guys were, took deals, but were team friendly to
it
keep
was
the
all
squad
about keeping
together.
it all about keeping it together.
Because I mean, at the end of the day, sports is about winning championships, right? I mean, obviously it's a job for a lot of people, and football's a super physical sport, and you got to be compensated as so. You know what I mean? You're out there beating up your body, you have to get paid. But I feel like being in the Super Bowl last year and being so close, which I think Kyle Shanahan crumbled like he did with Atlanta with the Patriots, and it seems to
Yeah.
be like it's a pattern with him that once the pressure gets high, he just doesn't think. He thinks with anger, and it just doesn't work. I mean, clearly. And again, I he needs to take this L, bro, because again, in the presser after the game, he said, "We need no, bro, not we, you. You're the coach. It starts with you.
I
You
mean,
put
I did
Ryan
hear him
out there."
saying the presser. I seen him say it starts with him. So he said it, but the way he said it, it almost was like, I know as a head coach, I have to say this. It wasn't even like he believed it when he said it. He just said it like, oh, and it starts with me, and I got to be more prepared. But it didn't seem genuine to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Also, I wanted to touch the Buckner thing you had just said. I think we tried to get Buckner under 21 million. We were trying to get Buckner for like 17. He wouldn't play ball. Buckner just wanted more money. So I think the Niners felt like
How much
if
did we
we can
pay
get a first, what was that?
How much did we pay Armstead?
The same exact money, 17 million. That was the difference. The difference was 4 million, and he wanted the extra money. So once they realized they weren't going to be able to get a deal done at that price, they were like, well, let's see what we can get for him. And someone threw a first in our lap. You got to take it. When you know you can't get this guy signed, you take what you can get for him.
And
You know
obviously,
what I mean?
yeah, and obviously we can't predict the future. They couldn't have been like, oh shit, 2020, we're gonna have most of our guys back, but it's not gonna look the
Right,
same.
right.
You know what I'm saying? And look, man, we talked about it last time. I'm gonna keep preaching it. Cornerback, cornerback, cornerback.
Cornerback,
I don't
cornerback.
understand why Kyle Shanahan thinks, like you said, he could pick up scraps that are sitting on the couch because nobody wanted them, but you feel like you could pick these guys up. Or,
Hmm.
I mean, look at Akilla Witherspoon, bro. He was suited up. He like Dante Winter said, because I seen the post game show. Dante Winter, I mean, bless his soul, man. The dude was, part of the lumber squad with the in the Harbaugh
Right.
days. You know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
um, they asked him. They said, what was the problem today? He said the coaching staff failed the players today. He goes, Brian Allen, like we were saying, should have never been out there today
Hmm.
at all. Should have never been out there. He goes, you had Akilla Witherspoon who was healthy enough to suit up. He goes, he's soft. He's soft and he shouldn't be playing. He goes, because if you're healthy enough to suit up, you should be starting. And
You
if you're
should have
not
started.
starting, get off the field.
Kind of like what I was saying earlier, why he didn't start the game. If he suited up, and once he saw this guy's getting fucking ragdolled over here corner, coach, put me in, I can play. Why didn't you start the game? Why didn't you play in the beginning? Why now that we're down by 3 scores, you feel like you're healthy enough to play? You should have been healthy. So I kind of agree to that. He was a little soft. Also, I'm hearing, and I don't know if you've heard this at all, but the defensive back that we have, the coach, the defensive back coach, guys aren't liking him. The new philosophy he came in and preaching more men. I'm hearing Richard Sherman missing this many games wasn't all the injury. Sherman butt heads with this guy. I'm hearing.
Oh, I have not heard this.
You haven't heard this, so you know what I mean. Me listening and doing my research and listening to other guys talk. Yeah, that's what's going around right now. Is that the defensive back team are losing faith in the coach. All of our DBs aren't liking what he's preaching right now.
I mean,
And yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
if that's the case, then it just plays back to what I said. Kyle lost the team. And I say Kyle, maybe not directly Kyle himself,
Hmm.
but when I say Kyle, because he's the man in charge of that team, he lost that team because at the end of the day, you pick your staff,
Hmm.
right?
True.
And you
True.
felt like this guy was gonna fit your team. And if the rumor's true that even Richard Sherman can't deal with this guy,
Hmm.
I mean, then it's on you. And I'm not gonna take it as far, bro, and say let's fire him, let's get rid of him, because
Right.
they do make amazing draft picks, bro, and they build up players. We can't
Mhm.
forget that. We can't fire them. And who you gonna get? Who the fuck you gonna get?
Exactly.
You know what
You
I'm
don't
saying?
you don't let go of something that's not working at its best to get something that may be even worse. You don't really want to do that. But at the same time, dude, if let I don't even remember seeing Sherman get hurt. But then I got the news, like everybody else had got the news that Sherman's going to be out and he's going on IR. And that was already weird to me because I watched that whole game and I didn't really see or remember when Sherman had even got hurt.
Yeah, I
So
don't.
maybe there is a little more to it, like I'm hearing. Maybe there's a little problem in the defensive back room. I don't know, but I know that's not good for what we're trying to do. If we got a plan, if we're trying to go for it and we're trying to win something, The team is everybody's got to be on one accord. It can't be this where we not liking what he's talking, what he's teaching, what he's preaching. Everybody's got to buy in. You know what I mean?
And yeah, I mean, yeah, if that's crazy, bro. I mean, that just that's a
Yeah.
curveball, bro. That's out of left. I mean, I mean, you
Yeah.
hate this. Well, look, as a fan, I'm gonna tell you this, bro. When I look at, I love the positivity. I love the
Right.
positivity. I love it. I mean, great. I mean, you know me during game
Right.
time losing. I could be so pessimistic, right? This team, I'm throwing my hat, kicking shit. I'm just like, I
Yeah.
can't fucking believe it, yelling at the
We're
TV.
trash. We gonna lose now. And yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
look how petty I am right now. I'm not even rocking my Niner gear, bro, because I feel disrespected as a fan. We went to
Yeah.
the Super Bowl last year, bro, and to hear this, I mean, look, it's still early, but based on our division, how it's going, it's
Hmm.
still early, but decisions could be made super early, just like last year.
True. True. True.
The one seed came down to the fucking last game.
Right.
Clearly,
I mean, you could call.
we're not getting the first seed this year.
No, no, no way, no way. That we know we're not getting that. And you can just call me maybe a homer. Maybe I'm always going to believe in the Niners, no matter what. But I'm hearing guys saying that they're already throwing the towel in on the season as fans. There's fans out there that are supposedly hardcore Niner fans. We throwing in the towel already.
No, see,
It's still early, baby. We throwing the
I don't,
towel in already.
I don't believe that. I think if we lose on Sunday against the Rams in prime time, I think at that point you could say it's over, bro, because the losing's not going
Okay.
to stop if we lose against the Rams. We already
You're
matched
saying
last year's
at
loss.
two and four, it's over
Yeah, I mean, and like again, I say that I know the
in
season's
this
still,
division.
but based on the division, bro, it's over.
Yeah. Okay.
You've already today we matched last year's losses. So you're gonna
True.
tell me that if we lose
True.
next week, we're somehow gonna win and win and win? If this shellacking that the Dolphins gave us wasn't a wake up call, then I mean, yeah, this and especially what you just said about the DBs not getting along with the coach, then yeah, this it's over, bro. The season's over. Clearly, the players are I guess protesting and playing like shit. I mean, if Sherman's out there not being injured, saying he's still injured,
Was Sherman even at the game today?
nah.
Sherman's a week from being, Sherman's been at any of the games, right? Has he even been there for the team? There's players that get hurt and they go on IR and they still show up to the facility. They still hanging out around. If I'm not mistaken, wasn't Marquise Goodwin still around during the Super Bowl time and all that? And he was last year, he was still hanging around the team, even though he was already ruled out from playing for the
I
complete
mean,
year. There's players that are still around sometimes. You know what I mean? And Sherman, I haven't heard anything of him even being around the facility. So I don't know what's going on with that. Dude,
look, you might have something. My rebuttal to that is COVID-19. It could be that if he doesn't need to
okay.
be there, then he don't need to be there. What's the point?
Yeah, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But again, Jimmy was out for 3 games. He wasn't on IR though. You know what I'm saying? So
True.
if K1 was K1 Williams there today? No, he wasn't, right?
I don't think so.
I mean, at least they didn't pan the camera that way to show if he was there or not.
Right. But I don't think he's a leader to the defense like a Sherman would be.
Right.
I would expect Richard Sherman to be there regardless because of what he means to the defense.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
the guy that can get you hyped, not playing, but just talking that shit to the defense. Like, come on, y'all, we better than this. Let's do it. Even though he's not playing, he's a leader. He's one of those dudes that I would expect to be there. You know what I mean?
Of course. But I mean, look, again, he's got a family. I'm just gonna say with COVID-19, and you're hearing all these guys in the teams in the league that are getting infected, games are getting postponed and rescheduled. I say,
Yeah.
if look, I want to believe that they get along with their DB coach, and it's just a rumor, and people are just like stirring shit up and trying to say stuff. But I think if you don't need to be at the facility, bro, during this time, I'd say stay
Don't be
home.
there. You're right,
Right.
and you may be right. I may be wrong by even thinking that he should be there, but I'm
I mean,
just saying for the team's sake. You
yeah,
know what I
yeah, of
mean?
course.
For the team's sake, I would expect a leader like Sherman to still show up on game day at least. Maybe you're not there for practices and all of that because you're on IR, but game day, maybe be there for
Yeah.
your boys.
I think I think that question will be answered next week. If he suits up, if they obviously if on Wednesday, because Wednesday is usually when you find out if guys are going to be back or not. You know what I'm saying? Because tomorrow's just,
Wednesday or Friday. Friday.
yeah.
Some guys they hold back till Friday, but yeah,
But you'd hope they announce him on Wednesday because that means he's getting his reps in and he's getting acclimated back on the
true.
field, whatever.
And he'd still be able to make a few practices. You're right, definitely.
Right. Um. So tomorrow we're gonna find out. We're gonna hear more. I guess more hoorah, right? Because I'm gonna listen to. We're gonna watch the presser, and Kyle Chanticleer's gonna say we got to play better. He's gonna say we're gonna play better. Next game we got to correct our mistakes. Blah 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 blah. Whatever. We heard that in the Eagles game. Clearly, those mistakes got enhanced, right? Because we looked even worse.
Way
Our
worse.
our O line is trash. O line is trash.
Oh my God, the O line. I completely forgot about the O line. Dude, what is going on with Trent Williams?
I mean, look, and now that you bring up the whole thing that Sherman's not getting along with the DB coach, it just seems like there's some look at it, again, and because I watch Grant, and Grant, I don't, he's inside, so he must hear things he might not. Players don't like him because he doesn't sugarcoat shit, right? If you ain't playing good, you don't play good. But he's saying that it just seems like the team is not gelling too well. They asked Trent Williams today if they thought he played good. He thought he played good.
That's what he said, huh? Thought he played
Yeah,
well. I didn't hear his presser yet. I did hear Kittle and I listened to Kyle. I didn't hear Trent. So that's what
he
he
said he
thinks.
thought he played good. So if anything is true, bro, it just seems again what Grant said that Kyle doesn't he also mentioned that he doesn't think Kyle takes those L's. Like he'll put it on the obviously it's like we have to do better, but I just
Mhm.
I mean I don't know, bro. Joe Staley is looking like, God damn, that hurts that we lost them.
That we lost Staley as well. I mean, and Trent might come around. Like the guy, he missed a year of football. Let's just call it for what it is. And sometimes that don't just come back in a few weeks. Sometimes it don't just come back in a month. It takes time. But I seen him completely blow an assignment where the ball was snapped and he shifted left and almost gave a guy a Olay, just like free run at the quarterback. So maybe there's some miscommunications from the offensive line. Maybe they're not getting calls from the quarterback. I don't know. But the O line looks suspect at most. It
And
looked pretty bad.
I mean with a terrible online, bro, and clearly Jimmy wasn't healthy. I mean he wasn't healthy.
Not 100%.
No.
But I said that last week. I said if we can get Jimmy back healthy, that'll be a difference. Dude, if you go back and look, Mostert on some of those carries early in the game, Mostert was still turning out 6, 7 yards a carry on some of those runs.
Yep.
Mostert was still looking good. But the fact that Jimmy wasn't on and Jimmy wasn't healthy, Jimmy was throwing balls low, he was throwing behind guys. And then once we got down so much, you start trying to make something happen, but you're not healthy. So you're just rocketing balls downfield, and they were picked every time he did. So yeah, I don't think Jimmy's healthy, man. He's gonna need to get back to form this week. I don't know what Kyle's gonna do, but we need Jimmy to get back into form because this is not it.
I look at I've been hearing fans talking nonsense, right? This guy just took us to the Super Bowl last year. Everybody that says they're Niner fans, chill the fuck out, bro. It's talking about we need to trade him. He sucks. He took
Yeah,
us to the Super Bowl last year. Hold the fuck up, dude. I understand that this is a what are you doing for me now league,
yeah.
but let's not forget the fucking
What
years.
he's done.
Exactly. He's a
Mhm.
22-6, and I'm sure I think he's taking this L, so he's 22-7 now because he started the game.
Right.
So I'm sure this L's on him, and this is by far his worst game of his career. But the guy's not healthy with a shot O line, bro. And I mean, I guess you're fearing for your life, bro. You're trying to make shit happen quick because you know that your protection isn't there.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. It's not looking good at this point in the season, bro. There's a lot of things that need to be addressed. O-line needs to be addressed. Jimmy's health needs to be addressed. And all of this got to be addressed before Sunday next week. You know what I mean? We don't have a long time to get this stuff rectified. Corner situation. I'm looking to see 2 different corners starting next week. Mosley should be back. And if Mosley's not back, that's concerning. You're talking about going on, what, is this 3 weeks that
This
you've
will be
missed?
3 weeks. This will be 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
This is 2 weeks.
For
2 weeks. 2 weeks.
2
This
weeks.
game. But if he misses
2
next
weeks
week,
this
it'll be 3
game.
weeks.
So going into next week will be the 3rd week. If you're not playing by Sunday, what type of concussion was this? This must have been one of them Jordan Reed, no disrespect to Jordan Reed, but one of them out for the season type concussion, like something crazy, bro.
But
I don't know.
again, Mosley's a DB. You just said that they're not getting along with their DB.
That's what I'm saying too, though. Like, is it
Because
this something else too?
They said he's going to see a specialist this week and that it's looking good. But, bro, like you said, Tart hit him hard, but Tart didn't run him over.
It didn't look like he hit him that hard.
He didn't put him to sleep.
No. Dude, I've seen players hit harder than that with concussions and play the following week. Or what looked like to me he got hit harder and played the next week. I've seen guys pass concussion protocol like this. Going on 3 weeks and you're not back? I'm looking to see 2 different corners start next week. Things should look different. But I'm concerned. There's a lot of issues, bro.
Do you think Verrett has done enough to earn that second spot next to Sherman
if they give it to him, fuck it, let him take it. I feel like Verrett's playing solid. They tried him, and if you go back and look at the play where they thought they were going to try Verrett deep, what'd he do? He got up on the receiver, he put that hand on the hip, he turned around, he swung, and he was looking for the ball.
Yeah,
that's what they teach corners to do. Verrett looks solid to me. I'd give him the start.
I would. I think the tandem of him and Sherman
should be nice. Should be nice.
It would be real nice, especially the fact that our defensive ends ain't doing shit, bro.
Nothing, and they're gonna have to cover that much longer because we don't have that Nick Bosa making that difference,
bro. Even Fitz Magic was running on the ball on us because
he did have a little scramble up the middle where he was kind of gigging a little bit.
It seems like the Cardinals exposed our defense, bro. Kyler Murray.
They brought a demographic up on the screen. This is when you know you've been exposed, when they have a demographic to bring up for quarterbacks rushing yards on your team.
Yeah.
So quarterbacks have been running on us.
And the concerning part is, bro, we're week 5 and it just doesn't seem like changes have been made. It just keeps happening over and over and over again.
And like I'm saying, dude, we got a week. We got a week to fix a lot of issues. This is not 1 or 2 things that need to be addressed. So hopefully, bro, we're able to get everything taken care of. I'm concerned more so than I was last week. And I don't know if y'all can see it on my face and how I'm a little shaky over this one. I'm a little concerned. But am I going to give up on the year? No. I'm nowhere near giving up.
Yeah, no. I'm not giving up. I was giving up the game because I was pissed off. I'm not giving up. I'm being petty right now. I'm just repping the other team right now. Because, man, like I said, as a fan, I feel disrespected, man. I feel like, we've been put through so much, and every year we get, the excuse of, we're building. Look, I'm tired of hearing that, bro. Kyle's been here for years.
Mm-hmm.
Went to the Super Bowl last year. There's no excuse you could give me this year, bro. If anything, just shut up, take the L, and I'll be fine.
Right.
I'll be fine.
Right.
Just don't give me excuses of why yes, we've had injuries, bro, but we have most of our team there. You still have Fred Warner. We got Dre Greenlaw back. Quan Alexander, bro. What the bro?
Yeah,
Cut,
yeah,
restructure
he's
that
not
man's contract or cut him.
like that. Cut him. Don't cut him. I don't think he's playing that bad. He's not playing that great. He's not playing that bad. I
Bruh,
wouldn't cut him.
on that TD, did he ever even turn his head, bro? He was just with that muscle memory. He was just going to tackle the dude.
Yeah.
He didn't even try to make a play.
Yeah.
I mean, shit,
Yeah.
put me out
Yeah.
there. I'll just go out there and tackle, dude.
Like I said, we can suit up if y'all need us. Give us a
Look,
call. We'll
I've
suit
never
up.
played, I've never played the game, nor am I saying I played at the level that they played at. But I'm just saying, if all we're gonna do is not turn around and tackle a dude in the end zone after he scored, I could
Right.
definitely do that. I don't know the game. Shit.
Well, I
Give me.
can do that. Yeah. Yeah. I hear you. I
I
hear
would
you.
go and do that and get paid
Right.
millions because they're cashing him out.
True. True. I mean, we have taken a little money back. They've done a restructure with them, but at the
Look at
same time, he's still getting paid.
and look at the end of the day, bro. I'm super pro of paying players, bro. I think if they're worth it, pay them. You have to
Man.
pay them. Physical sport. I'm never
Mhm.
gonna say like don't pay them, man. You have to pay them, but I feel like with anything, bro, like in a 9 to 5, if I'm not doing my job, I'm either gonna get fired or they're
Mhm.
gonna fucking demote me, bro. It's how
Mhm.
the world works. Unfortunately,
100%.
if you're not doing your job,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, boss, but we got so and so that could do the job at half your cost, or he could do it just as good or even better
Ju-
at the same pay.
At your rate. At your rate. Exactly.
So,
Yeah.
you either fix this within a week, or then there's the bench, or we cut ties. And obviously, I don't know how much the Niners are on the hook for. So if we cut him, it probably won't even make any sense. I don't see him here next year at all, just because based on the 5 games that I've seen, bro, he looks completely lost out there. Fred Warner is a fucking stud, bro. He runs
Yeah.
that.
He does. He does. And I thought that they fed off of each other, but maybe Quan Alexander's one of those guys that he needs the crowd there. Maybe he needs, that atmosphere to be different. Because when you're at a football game, and I know you've been there, you watched them, you've been in the booth, I've been in games, I've watched them. There's nothing like a football game with 70 plus thousand, 80,000 people in there
Oh,
screaming. Players respond differently to that. There's players that don't respond as well to an empty stadium. So, that might be part of why he's not playing as good. But
Quan
to get
Alexander's
back to the level,
he's a hype guy.
he's all hype. Yeah. He's a
he needs
hype
the hype.
dude. He feeds off of the hype,
Yeah,
you
and if
know?
he doesn't have it, he's just regular Joe. There's no
Yeah.
motivation for him.
Now I got a question for you. Do you feel like we compared this season too much to last season? I felt like the expectations for this season off back was Super Bowl or bust before the season even started because we went to the Super Bowl last year. I kind of felt like we should have been taking this year game by game and just taking this season's run as its own run. But I feel like we're trying to join last year and this year together. Like it's like they're trying to feed off of what we did last year, trying to make that this year. Are you getting that vibe from this team?
Yeah, I completely agree with you. I mean, look at again, last year was a complete surprise, bro. I didn't even I thought last year was gonna be a rebuilding year.
Right,
And
right.
then
I
no,
did
we're
too.
winning games 1-0, 2-0, 3-0, 4-0, 8-0. Like
Yeah,
holy shit, what the fuck? And then blink of an eye, bro, Super Bowl. What the holy shit, we could fucking win this thing.
yeah.
Up 10 points, fourth quarter, with like 7 minutes left. Bro, we got this in the bag. It's over. We're gonna be
That's what I thought. That's what I thought.
then
And then Mahomes
Patrick
happened.
Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes.
Well, that and a no holding call, and we could go back and talk about that all day. But
Yeah,
but dude,
so
I just feel like in the off season and even in week one, there was so many guys talking about getting back to where we left off last year,
can't.
and I just feel like it was disrespectful to this year because I listened to the Believe in 49ers podcast as well, and that's Eric Davis someone who won a Super Bowl playing for the Niners, who spoke about it. And he says every year is its own year. Okay, you can't be going off of last year saying a revenge tour. Revenge and what? That's over with. You gotta do this year now. This year is this new year, So respect every game as a new challenge to get you to where you want to be. And
Yeah.
I feel like we really, really leaned on last year, and now it's starting to like guys are getting smacked, and we're starting to wake up. Like, damn, this ain't last year.
Look at
This ain't last year.
as an individual, um, and I'll say this as a fan, right? So obviously I don't
Mhm.
play, but, so touching on the whole revenge tour, right? The Chiefs beat us. I look at games against the Chiefs and I'm like, I hope these motherfuckers lose. I hope these motherfuckers lose. And then I see that they're. I mean, yeah, they got mopped today by the fucking
By the
Raiders.
Raiders.
Yeesh. I
Shout
called it.
out to the little shout out to the little brothers of the Bay.
They didn't even Bay no more. They got kicked out. They
We
got.
know, but they still will be the little brothers forever.
But as a fan, like I pay too much attention. I feel like, and I talk to my girl all the time, and she's of a different state of mind. She's like, "Why are you paying attention? Like that ain't even your team, ain't even your division. You ain't even. Why are you even concerned that they're 5-0,
What they
5-1? Like, you know what I'm saying?" And
Yeah.
I feel like players are looking at the Chiefs, bro, because they're seeking revenge. I mean, even when the Super Bowl ended and you had all this time off, they're saying that the likelihood of the Niners Chiefs Super Bowl again was going to happen again this year.
Mhm.
And I feel
Yeah.
like there's too much emphasis on like what the Chiefs are doing, and you could look, if we get caught up in it with the whole media, because I mean ESPN, if ESPN gets a hold of a player that's really good, bro, and a team, they will fucking suck that dick so hard from that team, bro. It's fucking exhausting. It's exhausting, bro.
Yeah, we're gonna have to censor
Every
that
time
one.
the Chiefs play, bro, on Sunday night or Monday night, bro, it's always films of them winning the Super Bowl, highlights of them beating the Niners. Oh, Mahomes is amazing. He's the greatest player we've never seen him. Oh my God, Mahomes, this Kelsey. Oh my God, Tariq Hill.
Right,
Oh my God. You know what I'm
right.
saying? So I feel like if me as a fan, I get caught up in the whole man, I'm like, fuck those guys.
Yeah.
I only believe that the players are also getting caught up in that, and it's just clouding their thought, bro. Like, I,
To me, it looking at this year, the way it started and what it's starting to look like, it only makes last year's ending that more sour to me. It just makes it hurt that much more that we were that close to getting it, and then you go into this next season like everybody's thinking revenge, revenge. We got to get back. We got to see this team again. We got to pay them back for what they did. And then now look at us, we're 2-3, and we got to fight to even make something out of what we have in this division. And it starts next week. But for me, it hurts. It makes last year hurt even more with this year going the way it's going.
I just
Because
think we're not focused on our games that are happening every week. I think we're focused on the end result, and that's a
mm-hmm,
mistake because you're assuming that you're gonna get there,
that's what I mean.
and you're missing the assignments. You're missing the point every week. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm,
Because if you keep missing the point, you're not gonna get to that end result that you're so called saying you're gonna make it. Revenge tour, like you said, it's a new year. Revenge
it's
tour.
a new
What?
year.
I'm on board with the whole
Revenge
revenge
what?
tour. I've never been on board with it because, again, bro,
Yeah,
the season's done and over with.
yeah. So it's
It's
a new
only
year.
it's only
Let's
a revenge tour if you're gonna play that team again, the same fucking team. You're guaranteed you're gonna play them. Then okay, it is a revenge tour. But you don't
exactly.
know
But
that.
not just that. Let's look at the Jim Harbaugh teams that we went to the NFC Championship. When we lost that game to the Giants at home, I didn't hear the players talking about a revenge tour to get back to the NFC Championship. We made it all the way to the Super Bowl. Then we lost. It's the hunger, it's the fight, it's the willing to go through that grind of the off season, the preseason, which we didn't have this year, but game by game by game to get back to where you were. The dedication, and the guys that Patrick Willis and Ballman, those guys had to get back. And then even once we lost the Super Bowl, to do it again for a third year, to go through that whole grind, it's a different animal. It's a different mindset. It's not a revenge mindset that's going to get you back there. It's not, oh, well, fuck those guys and we got to get back to beat those guys. No, it's a hunger thing. It's a and
You know,
and, and it's something that I've seen the old Niners teams do as well. When I was a little kid, losing to Dallas, but having that wherewithal, and that hunger to come back and beat Dallas, and then win the Super Bowl. You know
yeah.
what I mean? It's a hunger thing. This team, I don't see as much hunger as I should see. I don't see the hunger. You know what I'm saying? And maybe we can get it right still. Maybe this game will be a wake up call. Sometimes it's the big losses that wake us up. You know what I mean? It's the
Yeah.
getting smacked and letting the team put up 43 points on you that wakes you up and says, "Dude, we're way better than this."
And
I heard
unfortunately for
somebody.
us,
I
yeah.
heard Kittle. I heard Kittle say it in the press conference. I know we're better than this. We're better than what we're doing. So show it, y'all. Come on, put the hunger together. Show we're better than what we're doing because this ain't 49er football from well, should I say the quality of this team? Because I don't want to even go back to say from last year because that's the problem we already have. I'm trying to go back to the hunger from last year.
and
You
and,
know what
and
I mean?
to that point, bro, I look at anybody that's talking like again, and I'm reiterating. I already said it, but anybody that's talking that nonsense that we need to fire Shanahan, bro, shut the fuck up and sit down. Clearly, you don't know football. Clearly, you know you're talking with emotions. You ain't talking with logic. Shut the fuck up. All right, Kyle Shanahan is a great coach. Like, yeah, you know,
Yes,
we're complaining here that clearly he hasn't made the right calls, and you know he's probably making wrong decisions with rosters. He's holding on to guys that he shouldn't be holding on to just because he picked them. I could understand that because me as a man, if I've done something, I have pride in it because I did that, you know. And if it's not working
exactly.
out, I want to see it out. I want to make sure that fuck yeah, you're right, man. It didn't fucking work. But
Yeah,
sometimes you gotta take those fucking L's, bro. Like Pettis, Witherspoon, um, Trent Taylor right now is looking again, you know, like one of them. You know, he was looking like a baller in 2007 and 2018, but I mean that was 2 years ago. I mean, so you know, but again, three guys right now that are just looking like utter trash, and then the other CBs that he's picked up, you know. But I don't
right.
want to hear that we need to fire him, and I don't want to hear that Jimmy Garoppolo's trash. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. Jimmy Garoppolo is top five quarterback. We're having a bad year. The O line is trash. If we don't make it to the playoffs, we don't make it to the playoffs. But I don't want to hear no excuses, bro. I don't want to hear the coach saying, "Oh, it's on me. It's on one next." Nah, just take the
Right.
L. Bro. Take the
Take the
L.
L.
You didn't
Yeah.
prepare for this year, plain and simple, and you didn't get it done. But we don't need to fire the man at all. We need to
No,
see it
no, no,
out
no.
for
We'll
another
see. We'll
2
see
years.
it out. We'll see it out, dog. And like I said, hopefully we'll be able to right the ship. You know, we still got time. And the Rams is solid as they're looking. If we could hold their D line down just a tad, we got a chance because the Rams, they didn't look crazy, crazy good last week when they played the Giants.
No, they
You know
didn't.
what I mean? They just eked by. They haven't been looking that good.
Yeah.
So we can right the ship next season. Excuse me, next week. Let's get a dub. Let's play some good defense, and let's take it 1 week at a time. Let's start it next week. Let's look at next week. Take care of next week, and then go from there.
So let me ask you this, and I texted you this, and so I want to get your opinion. So obviously, you know, you're positive about the season, saying it's not over yet, right? But if we lose next week, it's looking like it's pretty much a wrap, right? Because it's just going to be a pattern from then on out. Because we're facing a gauntlet of the more dominant teams in the NFC, right? Because you got the Packers, you got the Seahawks, you got the Saints. They're not doing too good, but it's still, regardless, it's still the tougher teams. Right now, we've been playing the dirt, and we've been losing.
Right.
So, so I texted you. Do you think that? Well, not even think. Should we make a trade for a corner, a defensive end, or maybe both, or just say fuck it, leave it as is, and let it ride out?
Well, it depends on what Kyle knows and what Salah knows about what we're getting back next week. Because if you're getting Sherman back next week, and you're getting a healthy Witherspoon next week, and you're getting Mosley back next week, we might be able to get away with not bringing somebody in. If we're going to do the same thing next week that we just tried to get away with doing this week, we better get on those phones Man,
Hold on,
still
hold on.
there?
I'm here, but you're frozen.
You still there?
I'm here. Can you hear me? Ooh, looks like we lost LeBron. We're gonna get back to this. Give me a second.